Brett Sobchyshyn here with Crusaders TV, joined by head coach Brennan Menard. Of course, the Crusaders split the games over the weekend. It was a loss, the Coquitlam Express, but a win over Trail. In your eyes, what was the difference maker in either of those games?
Yeah, the difference maker in Coquitlam, Brett, was the mistakes that we made cost us. We gave up some of the worst, I guess, turnover mistakes that I think we've kind of had all year, and then they were able to capitalize on four of them. And that was just, we can't be doing that at this time of the year. There's been a lot of moving pieces since Christmas, so it just feels like we're on the same page playing really good, or we're just missing a play here and there, and then because of I think just the way teams are playing right now, that they've turned into mistakes. And then you flip the page to the next night. A great performance by our team, all through the lineup. Defensively, very good. Gave up nearly nothing. All of our puck decisions were the right ones for the most part, and I think that shows how good of a team we are and how good we can be. That's what we're shooting for all the time. We're trying to look at what the positives are, and then we're trying to be more consistent on that. But there has been some moving parts and some new players and things like that, plus injuries of players. So plus guys coming back from injuries. So it's been a lot of shuffling lately, and then we're just trying to keep play at a really high level, and we are doing it at times. Then at times, we've ended up chasing the game, which is kind of why we're win one, lose one right now a little bit. We played, I thought, great hockey in the second and third period in the Coquitlam game. Not able to get the game back to where we wanted it, and so we don't get the 2 points. In the next game, we come back a little more desperate, which I find as well. The team is, when we are desperate, we've lost a game we've answered lately, and so it's just about connecting those two pieces for more consistency.
Well said. And taking a look at tonight's matchup now, it is the Blackfalds Bulldogs. How do you as a coach keep your team motivated against a, I guess, non-playoff contender?
Well, I try to not focus too much on who we're playing as much right now, and quite often during the year. A lot of it is even how we pre-scout. It's more about how we play and what parts of our game match up well against the opponent, and then how do we utilize the strengths of our game against the opponent that we're playing with, what might be their weaknesses or where the opportunities might be. By and large, it's just a focus on how we play. So when you look at a team like Blackfalds, who is playing better lately, quite a bit better, it's about, well, where are we at with our game? We're still looking for consistency ourselves. We're still looking to try and become the team that we'll be when we enter for game one of the playoffs. We're not playing perfect hockey right now, and it's just another game. We're always, we have opponents, but we're always up against us and who we are on our best days, and that's what we're trying to be, and that's kind of the measuring stick. And so we're just basically we're trying to achieve that every single game right now, and the opponent isn't as much front of my mind right now.
And taking a look at, I guess, the players themselves, the spotlight's always on guys like Laurent, Doc Anderson. But in your eyes, what are some players having some just as good seasons?
Yeah, for good reason. Those guys are having great statistical seasons. They're driving our team and on the score sheet. But I would you look at, we just lose McKinnon, who is playing so good too. Great player. I would say our entire back end has been strength of our team all year. Not the biggest group, but play with a lot of speed. The way they move the puck, get the puck into our forward's hand, but also the way they control a game, spin out of forecheck pressure, get cut through the opponent, and get the puck to our forwards. So our back end has been great. And then we have, they're also good at shutting down plays early, and we also have some bigger guys who can handle the net front area in our D zone and win battles like that. And then you look at, like, right now, there's Purdom and Dimitriadis and Max Lee playing together, and Max was sick, so we throw in Lucas Brennan with that line. That line's impacting the game pretty consistently as well with us right now. A little bit more of a north-south heavy down-low game, but I think, again, that's exactly what we've needed. And then I also think, when you look at Chua's finally starting to be productive again, because he was snake bit, but I think that comes down to starting to focus a little more on how he can be better, and he's not the only one, but just with our roster, with how can we be better defensively right now, and then when we're focused on playing a solid game defensively, we end up producing. We don't need to chase points around the rink. We need to play solid. We need to be good defensively. And when we do that, there's opportunities in that offensively anyways. So, I think overall over the course of the year, there's been different guys stepping up at different times. The guys you mentioned have been really consistent all year. Our back end really consistent all year. And then I think, at this time of the year, we need to be making sure that we're solid defensively and playing a little bit harder, a little more intentional, a little more direct, given the situation with the urgency at this time of year.
And just my last question for you here, Brennan. I guess you said this time of year. Has the expectation level shifted from the players coming into the back half of the season?
I think kind of after the weekend, I felt that, we kind of turned the page. It was like there was a little bit of a lull coming back from Christmas. It's a little bit of time between them and the trade deadline where we are getting new players in. There's always the week before the trade deadline's always weird feelings with the players on the ice and in the room just because of, what may or may not happen. That's always that way. And then you kind of get your group together. Then there's that feeling out phase as well, but you're not really kind of into the home stretch. And so I think kind of turning the page on the last game of the weekend, start to feel a little more I think intensity and urgency, as you should, as once you get inside 10 games, it's whatever you can do to win and play your best hockey, and there's not a ton of time left, so it's the expectations are higher. You can feel it. The playoffs are close. We're obviously in playoffs, but we don't have our opponent. We don't have our seed yet as well. So we need to make sure that we're pushing every day to try and get home ice advantage in the playoffs and make sure that we're playing our best hockey when it matters most.
Well said. Well, good luck tonight, Coach. Crusaders take on a home and home as they take on the Blackfalds Bulldogs for an all-Alberta matchup.